Hello and welcome. Today we're gonna talk about my 5 favorite Eastern movies. Well, if I say Eastern, I'm talking about Kung Fu movies. In Germany, we used to call them Eastern because they come from the East. Anyway, so here is my top 5 Hong Kong martial art movies, and let's start with number 1. The first movie I want to talk about is called Shaolin Disciples. Original title is KUNG-FU-FILME. It's a Shaw Brothers movie from the year of 1975, directed by Shang Shi. Martial arts choreographer was Lau Ga-leung, who was a Hong Kong master himself. And the main actor is Alexander Fu Cheng as the main actor, and he plays a rather naughty boy who's pretty good in Hong Kong, which is a southern Chinese martial arts style, very popular. People like Wong Fei-hung, you know, there's many movies about Wong Fei-hung, and he was a specialist in Hong Kong. Now, this movie is about a young kid who visits his friends in a small village. The village is under control of a gang. I mean, the story is always the same, but I love that movie especially because of it incorporates a lot of Hung Ga Kun. That's the style I practice and also teach. It shows a lot of great martial arts choreography, and it shows a lot of Hong Kong. Especially in the beginning of the movie, Alexander Fu Cheng is demonstrating the iron wire fist set, also known as HIP-HOP-MUSIK. And yeah, so I always loved that movie. It's old, but it's nice, and it should be in everyone's collection. I recommend the Blu-ray by 88 Movies, this one right here. It has the best quality and a lot of extras. It's just lovely. Or you could get the DVD. Yes, from IVL. It doesn't have any extras, but the quality is dope, and you know, you can watch it. I also still have, and this is funny because in Germany they give martial arts movies funny names a lot of times, especially in the 70s and 80s. Nowadays it's better, but nowadays we don't have that many martial art movies anymore. But yeah, so this one this one was called Karato, sein härtester Schlag, which means like Karato is obviously comes from karate, but the movie has nothing to do with karate. So, but and his hardest strike. That's the literal translation from the movie. But anyway, it was cut, and I think it was down to, let me see, 80 minutes, and I think the original one is like 106 minutes or something like that. Let me see. 102 minutes, so it was cut by 22 minutes. That's a whole lot, and but that how it used to be in Germany. All the martial arts movies were cut pretty short. A lot of like dialogues were cut out, and sometimes brutality. Yeah, well, it didn't make any sense, but this changed. But like I said, there's a lot of nostalgic. You know, there's a lot of memories watching these old movies in German sometimes, because the dubs was sometimes really funny, you know. Another favorite movie of mine is The Prodigal Son. It's a movie from 1981, directed by Hung Campo, or better known as Sammo Hung. And the main actor is Yuen Biao. We know Yuen Biao is one of the three dragons, you know, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and Yuen Biao, because all three of them went to Hong Kong to learn at the Chinese opera, and so they know each other from childhood. so they consider themselves as brothers. Anyway, that movie specifies on a style known as Wing Chun. Wing Chun is a Southern Chinese style popular because of Bruce Lee, because he was a student of Ip Man for a while, and so nowadays all these Ip Man movies are very popular and famous. Yeah, and so this movie from 1981 is a movie that focuses on the style of Wing Chun. Yuen Biao plays a rich son who is also a martial arts fanatic. So he loves martial arts, but his family don't want him to get injured or hurt. So they hire some martial arts teachers for him, and they set up some fake fights. So they basically pay the opponent to lose. So Yuen Biao thinks of himself as a super fighter, but that all changes once he meets Ching Ying, who is a Chinese opera star in the movie, and he beats him with ease, with his style, and so he wants to become a student of him and has to do all kind of crazy stuff. So that movie is very good. Sammo has a small role in it too, and the choreography is fantastic. I can just recommend one fight that really stands out is when Lam Ching-ying fights Frankie Chan, who plays kind of like a high-positioned. It's not a general or something like that, but anyway, they have a fight, and Frankie Chan uses a style called Longying. Longying means dragon style or dragon shape, and this style is very, very rare, especially in movies. And this fight is super dope. I mean, just watch it. You can see it a little bit here. And yeah, this is like one of my favorite movies, and definitely in my top 5. So if you have a chance to get it, I can recommend it. So let's start. It's available on VHS for those who still mess with VHS. This tape is from the UK, made in Hong Kong tapes. They brought out all these dope films back in the days. So from there, I got the DVD, Hong Kong DVD. Yeah. It's also available on Hong Kong Legends DVD. Probably also have English sound. The best option would be this one, Eureka Blu-ray. It also it's a double feature. It features Warriors 2, which is also a Wing Chun movie, but we talk about the prodigal son. So this one is really, really good. So this would be the best physical you could get for it. It has a lot of specials, extras, and the quality is top notch. So, Prodigal Son, 1981. The next movie I like to talk about is called The Magnificent Butcher. It's another Sammo Hung movie. Well, this time Sammo Hung is the main lead in this one, and he plays a character known as Lam Sai Wing. Lam Sai Wing was a student of the famous Wong Fei Hung. So this movie is all about Hung Ga Kun style, and Lam Sai Wing, who was a real person, he used to be a butcher, and that's why he got the name Butcher Wing. So anyway, Sammo Hung plays him, and also in this movie, Sammo Hung plays Lam Sai Wing, who is a student of Wong Fei Hung. Wong Fei Hung is played by the famous Quan Tak Hing. Quan Tak Hing made a lot of movies from the late 40s. I think the first Wong Fei Hung movie was filmed in like 1949, and he made more than 100 appearances as the character of Wong Fei Hung, who was a real person in life. Famous master for Chinese medicine and the style of Hung Ga Kun. The movie is from 1979 and directed by Yuen Wu-ping. So it's a classic. It's like one of my all-time favorite movies. Has a lot of nice fighting sequences. Yuen Bio is in it. You know, you will see a lot of famous faces in there. The bad guy is played by Lee Hoi-san, who is in real life a Wing Chun master. But funny enough is that he never used that style in the movies. Always trying different styles. And this movie from 1979, like I said, is a Golden Harvest production, and I can just recommend you some different. So this is the DVD. There's many different DVDs out there. The DVD is, the quality is dope. There's a lot of others. Obviously, because I'm a geek, I got the tape too. Made in Hong Kong tape. And this one is in English with, in Chinese and Cantonese with English subtitles. But if you want to get the best versions, get the Blu-ray. This is like a 3-movie pack from Eureka. It also features Eastern Condors and the Iron Fisted Monk. But we talk about The Magnificent Butcher, which is like one of my favorite movies. If we talk about favorite movies and you love your traditional Chinese kung fu movie, you gotta have at least one, if not more, movies by Lau Ga Leung. You know, so we already had Disciples of Shaolin, but this wasn't directed by Lau Ga Leung. But the next one I recommend is by Lau Ga Leung. It's just a matter of taste because he has so many great movies, but I just want to pick one today, and this one is called The 8-Diagram Pole Fighter. In Chinese, Long Bak Bagwan. It means one is the word for pole, you know. So it's a style. Very famous long pole style in southern Chinese Kung Fu. Hung Ga is famous for it. It's like one of the main weapons. And yeah, well, the movie is about it, about the young family and how because they were famous for being fierce spear fighters. But when he wants to join a Buddhist temple, he has to break off the spear tip, you know, so because you can't take any sharp weapons into the temple. Well, this is the story, and so they were. His whole family was slaughtered in a battle. Only he survived, and one of his brothers who went crazy. Well, that's the story in the movie, but the whole movie bases on a true, not on a true story, but on a novel written in, very famous in Hong Kong and China, about the Yang family. You know, so since Lau Ga Leung is a Hung Ga practitioner, you will see a lot of authentic Hung Ga weapon styles and techniques, especially with the long pole, which is great. The main actor is Gordon Liu, aka Lau Ga Fei, or Liu Chia Hui, who's famous for his role in the 36 Chamber Shaolin. Some call it Master Killer, but that's the American name. Anyway, this movie is so great and has great fighting scenes, fight sequences, obviously. And this movie has a little bit of a dark tone to it, because during the shooting of this movie, one of the main actors, the famous Alexander Fu Cheng, passed away due to a car crash, which was shocking. And so you feel the movie is different than the typical Lau Ga Leung movie, because usually his movies not glorifying violence or killing people, you know. So Here it's a bit different. This movie is way darker, more brutal than what we used to see when Lau Ka-leung directed the movie. So I can only recommend that one too. You know, put it in your collection. Best option would be the 88 movies Blu-ray. Great artwork here, and has a lot of specials. It's a great movie, and obviously a Shaw Brothers movie, and yeah, only can recommend that one. Okay, my last movie today is called Enter the Fat Dragon, directed by Sammo Hung, aka Hong Kang-po. She also is the main actor in this one. He's playing a village guy who comes to the big city, in this case Hong Kong, and he's a great big fan of Bruce Lee. So you could call this a Bruceploitation movie, because but it's not really a Bruce. I would rather call it a homage to the Bruce Lee movies, to the original ones. There's a scene in the movie when Sammo Hung gets a job as a stuntman, and it happened so that this movie is kind of like a Bruceploitation movie, and the guy who tried to act like Bruce Lee is everything but Bruce Lee, you know. So Sammo Hung ends up beats him up and hit the whole crew. Obviously gets fired again, but it's a great scene, you know. So the movie is really cool. It's from 1978, and it was also the first movie where Sammo Hung directed everything. So he was the director, main actor, and also fight choreographer. The movie stars a lot of famous faces that you have seen in other martial art movies. People like Leung Ka-yan, who's like one of the main henchmen of the gangster boss. They fight at the end, and the fight is really traditional style. But he also fights a white guy whose style is more like boxing, and then you will see the more modern approach of Sammo Hung. So how you can watch that movie? In Germany we are lucky, we got this Blu-ray. So you see the German title is Der kleine Dicke mit dem Superschlag, which means roughly translated, it means the little fatty with the super punch. So this is Enter the Fat Dragon, but it also has English audio, German and Cantonese. Also has subtitles. Yes, in English actually. So it has 3 versions. The German cinema version, which is the shortest, is about 80 minutes. And then the longest version is 96 minutes, uncut. But yeah, so this was also one movie that I loved to watch in the 80s. And yeah, I'm happy it finally has a proper release. I mean, it's been a couple of years now since it's been released on Blu-ray, but before that I only had the Crash Cinema version and a couple of VHS tapes, like one of them you see behind me. If I get out of the picture, you probably can see it better. So that's it. These are my 5 favorite martial art movies from Hong Kong featuring traditional Kung Fu. There will be other videos when I talk about modern Hong Kong movies, you know, the bloodshed and triad stuff. And obviously there will be more than 5 good movies. There are so many, and but I just picked 5, and these are my favorites. There are so many more that I love, but you can't put them all in one video, so would be too much. Alright, hope you enjoyed it. See you another time. Peace.